Hello, everyone. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I keep talking about bringing back the Monday check-in or the Monday manifest, but I realized that constricting myself to make a video like that every Monday, I mean, granted, it should be easy because it's just a single week thing, but I get mixed up in a whole bunch of other stuff that I do during the week, and then I completely forget to either record one before that or I don't record it the day of, and then I go to stream, and it's already the next day anyway. So I'm like, I can't really keep like trying to push this on Monday. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just when an idea comes to mind, I'm just gonna record, and I mean, we'll just kind of go from there. Um, I mean, it'll probably still go into the Monday Manifest playlist. I might change that playlist name. I mean, or I'll make a new playlist. Because, I mean, I have the Monday Manifest, which is me just kind of ranting about a bunch of stuff. And then I have the Monday Check-In, which is just me kind of like talking about whatever for a few minutes, usually recapping each week. But I don't know. Like, it was one of those things where I was doing it to hold myself accountable so I made more videos. But at the same time, it's like, if it doesn't really feel like a good video topic, or if I just don't feel like making a video, it's just not going to be a good video anyway. So we're just gonna do things a little bit different. Anyway, after that long-winded explanation, which, well, I guess it wasn't really that long, but anyway, I wanted to start off. We're actually gonna be doing a game review. Sorry for that long introduction of almost 2 minutes. What we're gonna be talking about today is Professor Layton and the Curious Village, because I technically started off with the second game in the series, but the second game of the series is Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box, which I'm playing through on stream, except I'm playing the European localization of it, which is called Professor Layton and Pandora's Box, because apparently we can't call things Pandora's Box in America in games? I don't know. Localization is very strange. And I know generally they do it to keep from getting into trouble with like specific copyrights and stuff like that, but I don't know. Anyway, like, and you might think, but aren't puzzles boring? Because Professor Layton is a puzzle game at its very core, and sometimes they make me unhappy because they make me feel really dumb, or sometimes they make you think in ways that you wouldn't normally think, like, you can't force logic on all of the puzzles because some of them use kind of tricky wording or do things that involve you thinking of different ways that may not make sense normally to solve them. Or they make you shift around trash for 300 turns until you can figure out how to get it into the trash can. But yeah, honestly, if you've ever been curious about the Professor Layton games, I would highly recommend them. I've only ever played 2 of them so far, and I did watch the movie. There's a movie that I would also recommend called Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva. Very good, check it out. But it's more than just puzzles. Like, there's a lot of good, witty dialogue. Professor Layton actually kind of burns a whole lot of people, not literally. He might at some point. I don't know. I mean, he can be pretty harsh when he needs to be, but it's pretty great. Like, I really like it. There's voice acting, and the voice acting's quite good. The cutscenes are good, even if, like, I played emulated on a bigger screen, so the cutscenes are made for, like, the DS, which has a very small screen. So obviously they're going to be a bit pixely when they're blown up, but they're still very well done. In the later games, they get better and better because obviously they have better hardware to work with. But yeah, each of the games, I know the first game was like 120 something puzzles. The second game has 138, I think. Through the main, so all of them have about like a bit over 100 puzzles plus like extra puzzles that you can do once you beat the game that are like a lot harder. But they also have very compelling stories. Like, and I'm pretty sure that Professor Layton knows the answer to everything by like 10 minutes in and just lets Luke kind of figure it out after a while. But yeah, like, it's very good. It's just everything comes together very well, and it's a very enjoyable game. And the good thing about the nature of it, since it is in all essence a visual novel with puzzles, you can kind of pick it up and put it down whenever. Unlike, some RPGs, which I've done plenty of times before, where you'll pick it up and put it down for a couple of months, and then if you pick it up again, you basically have to start from the beginning because you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, so Professor Layton and the Curious Village, very, very good. There's a puzzle very early on that I was like, oh no, I don't like this. Like some of the puzzle, because each of the puzzles kind of has like a little story to them, like because obviously they're like little logic or math problems. So they're like, how old is this person if they're twice the age of this person now, and then half their age then, and whatever. But a few of them you're just kind of like, wow, that came out of nowhere. But the story of the games themselves, or the game itself, is very good, and it's a lot of fun to go through. So I'd highly recommend playing Curious Village. And honestly, I'll probably lump. I'd like to do a review for each game, but I mean, I can't really say too much about the story without spoiling a lot of stuff. So this is kind of like for both the first game, The Curious Village, and the Diabolical Box. They're both DS games, both very good. One of them happens in a town, the other one happens on a train and then a town, and then lots of secret things happen, and then you get to the end and you're like, what a twist. It's very good. It's very thought-provoking. The puzzles are good. I'm not ashamed to say that there were quite a few times where I had to look up the answer online because I just could not wrap my head around it. And then some of them I was like, oh, that was actually very simple, but I don't know how to look at things that way. But yeah, just Professor Layton, if it's ever been a series that's crossed your mind where you're like, I should try that, I would highly suggest giving it a try. The worst that could happen is that you don't like it. But it's a series that I have known about for a while, and for some reason I just never really got into it. But now that I am into it and I'm playing it, it's fantastic. So that's my thoughts on Professor Layton, both The Curious Village and Diabolical Box, because those are the two games I've finished so far. As I progress through more of the series, I'll kind of update and have other little review videos letting you guys know how I feel. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy all of them, but we shall see. Until then, this is Chaos Hand signing off. Thank you so much for stopping by to listen to me ramble about Professor Layton, and I will catch you guys later.